And we are at the back of the big tent for the Xerox Rochester International Jazz Festival with the Hot Club of Cowtown. Welcome back to the Rock, folks.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And please announce your names from left to right on the radio dial.
All right. This is Jake Irwin. I play string bass for the Hot Club of Cowtown.
And I'm Alana James, and I sing and play the fiddle.
I'm Whit Smith, and I play guitar and sing.
All right. So we love your music, and obviously people follow you guys around the country. But for you guys to do this night in and night out, what's it like? Because you guys have such a high level of energy you bring to your shows, but I mean, they pay you generally to travel for the gig, not for the gig.
You got it exactly right. I'm sure you've heard that many times before. You just have to be really careful and conserve energy, and eat a lot of groceries, good groceries when you can get them. And,
that's the key thing. When.
Yeah.
How about for you, Alana?
Oh, well, I know it's probably not a great analogy, but I've found myself explaining it as like sort of being like a bat that sort of hangs upside down all day in a dark closet, and then at 7:30 I fly out and go.
That's a great analogy, actually. That works perfectly. How about for you, Whit?
I'm in the Batcave, yeah. I got the groceries, and I'm in the Batcave.
So talk about writing and composing. When you guys are running around so much, when do you find the time to sit down and actually come up with compositions or fine tunes in the songbook that, you know what, this will work, this should work for us, or this will work for us?
You just have to make time. I think these guys, everybody is kind of writing off and on, I guess, a little bit all the time. But it's really hard to find the time to rehearse and to have a clear headspace so you can write, So you just have to carve it up and then try to write when you're off the road, when you got a little more downtime and you're relaxed a little more. So,
how about for you?
I'd say that's true. I mean, for me, I find that like taking walks is like really important for writing songs for me, and I don't get to do that a lot when we're traveling. So sometimes there will be like a hole in the calendar. We'll have like a month or 6 weeks, or sometimes even 2 months with not a lot going on intentionally, and that looks scary at first, and then I realize that time is extremely useful for just a totally different, almost completely unrelated kind of work, and that's when I like to work. I'm not a person who like scribbles in the back of the bus. Firstly, because we don't have a bus, but I don't know. I usually between 7:30 and 8. Once I've woken up from the bat cave, it doesn't leave a lot of time for like scribbling.
How about for you, Whit?
Well, certainly not on the road unless a riff pops in your head, which happens occasionally. But at home, I'll make time. Usually, if I know we're going to record something, or if there's some pressing, thing going on, I'll make time, and I'll go into. I have a little trailer in the backyard, and I go in there, and I usually first 2 or 3 days nothing happens, and you just keep going out and making yourself sit out there, and after about 3 days and a bottle of whiskey, you usually have something. Quite honestly.
But I gotta say, there are so many standards and stuff that we also have. I feel like we all have a long laundry list of great tunes. Because the band really formed as people who already played instruments and loved to play existing songs more than as songwriters.
Right.
So we have just a huge collection of tunes that we basically haven't gotten to yet, that I hope that one day we'll start, we'll join the club of the tunes that we play live.
We're speaking with the Hot Club of Cowtown. I should say the great Hot Club of Cowtown here on
you.
member-supported Jazz 90.1. Actually leads me to my next question. You guys seem to, most people when they do the Great American Songbook always seem to somehow concentrate on the same 25 songs. You guys don't. You guys almost avoid those 25 songs. You guys go deep in the Great American Songbook with.
Thanks for listening, Derrick. Appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for. We certainly do some like really tried and true, like kind of hardcore standards. But you're right. We also try to look for deeper cuts, and we try to look for material that speaks to us. I think that maybe other people aren't as familiar with. So. Yeah, it's
where do you find them? How do you?
There's tons of great old recordings out there. Like a lot of compilations that have been made over the years and released on like small kind of reissue labels and stuff like that. There's some really good box sets, just with a lot of early jazz, and so much of that stuff is just beautiful. So much of that stuff is so timeless and so well written. In my opinion, something has to be really good in order to top that already. There's been so much that's been so well written and so artistically and beautifully expressed that it's really tough to top a lot of that stuff. So there's a huge gold mine out there already.
And you'll get a chance to actually mine that gold tonight at 8:30 and 10 o'clock at the Big Tent with the Hot Club of Cowtown. Folks, thank you so much for joining us this evening, and really appreciate the work you guys are doing and taking jazz further.
Thank you so much. Our pleasure.
All right.
Thanks very much, Derrick.